spicy, so here's my hot take of the day. All white people are racist. Every single last one of them, all of them are racist. And I don't mean that to say like every single individual white person, if I talk to you, you would have some kind of racist ideology. I'm saying that as a white person, you uphold a system of racism by literally just being white. I believe if you're not spending your literal entire life dismantling racism, then you're contributing to its continuation. And people get so like, whenever like I say like people are racist, like why is it such a big deal? Like, yes, you're racist. Like, okay, we've established that. Now, what are you gonna do to change it? Racism refers to power and race. If you are the powerful race in a society, then you're fucking racist. Like, I just don't understand why it's so taboo. Let's talk about it. Let's accept it so that we can work towards changing it. We're never gonna get anywhere if people won't just fucking acknowledge it in the first place.
We'll just get rid of all the whites in the United States.
Hey guys, my name is Madi and you're welcome to Madi Speaks. I'm sorry for my little absence, okay? I took a short time off to sort out a few things. Anyway, I'm back now, so let's continue dismantling the bias. In today's video, we're going to be looking at an issue that I have been hammering on since I created this channel. And this is the ever-growing hatred and antagonism towards white people. We are at a point in time where it is considered all right for people to call for the extermination of white race, okay? Where it is okay for someone to go on social media and say things like, let's kill all white people.
And the one idea is how we are going to exterminate white people, because that, in my estimation, is the only conclusion I have come to. We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem.
Somehow, we now live in a society that is diverse but excludes white people in this diversity, okay? A society where having a lighter skin tone can put you at a very great disadvantage, automatically make you an enemy, gets you demonized wherever you go. And the mind-blowing thing about all this is that everyone seems to be okay with this. I don't have to be white to know that the direction our society is heading with this white demonization that we are seeing today is just wrong. I also understand that some of you who come across this video might not really care about this issue because after all, you're not white. But try to put yourself in the shoes of those little white kids who are being made enemy from birth. Try understanding the depression and the trauma that these white high school children and other children are being subjected to by the school authorities when they are being excluded from the so-called diversity. When the school and the society portrays them as though they committed a sacrilege by being born white. Today, we're going to be hearing from one of those high school kids. And I hope you can listen attentively to this young man's words and have a critical evaluation of what this might mean for our society.
Despite the board's attempt to deny it, District 196 schools are quickly becoming a place where promoting activism is actually more important than promoting education. I'll take you back to my first day at RHS this fall. The principal came out and gave us a heartfelt speech about equality and standing together. He began to list countless races, such as Latino, Asian, expressing how much they matter and how important they are. But never once did he mention a race or identity that reflects me, or half the kids that were in the class. Now, members of the board, I know you haven't been to school in a while, and I know none of you, or most of you, don't have any kids left in the school district. But you must admit how uncomfortable it will be to be characterized just by your skin color on the first day of school, and be thought that you were wrong just because of your skin color. So I will never forget the look one of my friends gave me from across the room as we were sitting there listening to this blatant bias being expressed in the so-called equity statement by the leader of our school.
First of all, I just want to give a big kudos to that young man for gaining the courage to come there and address the school board. That kid is courageous and also intelligent. I promised myself I wasn't going to talk much in this video. I just want you guys to listen to this kid talk, because most of what he is saying is something that I have said and I have been talking about on this channel already. So let's let him cook.
To be clear, I don't need you to tell me that I matter, but hearing the condolences given to other races and leaving just one race out, inevitably you'll start to feel like you've done something wrong. And in our principal's attempt to unify us, he instead created unwarranted boundaries and barriers between his students, pitting us against each other based on characteristics that we can't control. In another separate instance, I was told that writing "All Lives Matter" on the whiteboard was political and could be seen as offensive. When I questioned the teacher after class, she told me that she didn't have an answer and she just had to erase it, and it was quickly erased. There are political signs all over RHS about specific races that matter, specific sexual orientations that matter, and specific perspectives that matter. But when I questioned the RHS administration about how these signs were political, they told me that they were supporting human rights. So when I questioned why the equity statement couldn't represent all students, they told me that to even ask that question was outlandish and offensive. And when I asked why that was, they told me, quote, "Whites have a pretty good situation right now," unquote. So is that not racism? Disregarding my question merely because of the color of my skin? To be honest, after enduring a year of the people in charge telling me that I'm a racist and I'm privileged and pointing out our irreversible differences, I've never noticed race more. And it's becoming the first thing I notice when I meet someone, which has never before been the case. RHS administration confidently told me that RHS students and staff are happy with their equity statement. But from my experience in talking with other students, this is not the case. I know many kids who disagree with their teachers, but they're too scared to stand up because they're worried that their grades will be docked and their learning experience will be affected. My honors government teacher, I'm not going to say his name, but he's mentioned that Democrats care more about all people while Republicans only care about themselves. And he's also inferred to us that socialism is better than democracy. He even had a statue. He had a statue of a socialist leader in his classroom. I've been told by a lot of kids that they just stay silent and adjust their schoolwork to reflect an acceptable opinion to secure a good grade. I've been approached by multiple teachers who have told me in private that they just want to say that they agree with me and they support me standing up, but they can't say it in front of the class for fear of being disciplined by the administration in some way or losing their jobs. There is clearly only one way to think in this district, and that is that they are teaching their kids to shut up if they don't agree. Now, members of the board, I want you to take a good look at yourselves in the mirror tonight and ask, are you really standing up for the equality of all people, or are you just pushing a damaging political ideology on our students? A fellow coworker at my job, who by the way is of color, discreetly told me that the schools seem to be pushing a very leftist agenda in class. This proved that not everyone is happy with your school, and not everyone who isn't happy is white. Now, due to all these instances I've mentioned and many more that I can't fit in this 5-minute speech, I've decided to leave this district and continue school on a private Christian school online. And there will be sacrifices, and I will not get to walk in the graduation ceremony or attend milestones at RHS, but I will be able to learn in an environment that is not intent on punishing me daily for my skin color and political views. Now, regardless of how you take my speech, whether you just shrug it off as malarkey or Fox News talking points, I encourage you to think about it, because someday I'm going to be a leader. I may be the president, a governor, or just a professional golfer. But I will never stop believing that everybody has value, no matter their skin color or personal beliefs. And it's a shame that you're not going to be able to say that I was an alumni of RHS in District 196.
So this kid couldn't take it anymore. He's leaving that school and getting his education online. Now, while I am in support of him leaving that school because I don't want him to be corrupted into feeling guilty for having the skin color that he has, I also believe that that is the most abnormal thing that should be happening to a 13-year-old, leaving his school to school online. This is so wrong. It is not normal. This kid, who obviously wants to socialize and learn alongside other kids, have been forced by the society to hide himself away and study online because of the discrimination and the hate being targeted at people who look like him. Now, this same discrimination was what we saw happening to black people back in the day, and it was wrong back then. Now, if it is wrong toward black people, why should we make it okay towards white people? Don't you guys see the double standard in all of this? We should all be inclusive, but not inclusive of white people. We should all practice diversity, but not when white people are involved. As for equity, suppress white people to bring other races up to speed. Don't you guys see how ridiculous this whole thing is? Honestly, I don't want to think of the possibility of the kids that I would have in future to be fed this narrative that they can never flourish if they're not given a leg up, or that their white peers or their white counterparts are somehow evil for being white. Honestly, that scares me a lot. I didn't grow up with that mindset, okay? I didn't grow up with that perspective. But with the way the society is moving these days, the chances of my future kids having that sort of radical indoctrination is getting bigger and bigger every day. And that is something I'm working so hard to avoid. And again, I'm happy that this kid gathered the courage to call out this school bird without mincing words. Maybe after this, they would listen to the kids, because the adults have been saying it time and time again. White demonization is wrong. Your DEI approach that has in fact excluded white people from the equation is not solving any problem. The adults have been saying it. Maybe now that the kid have said it, they're gonna listen. This DEI has in fact created more animosity and racial divide because it is pitting people against each other. At the end of the day, we are all descendants of the same species. We all come from the human race, irrespective of our various ethnicities. We are all human beings. We deserve to be treated equal. But anyway, these are my thoughts, but feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you've not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Do want to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video to keep people informed, and again, consider joining my membership as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.